Thousands of mourners walk in procession to the Moscow cemetery where the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is buried. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny was laid to rest in Moscow, surrounded by crowds of mourners who chanted his name and blamed authorities for his death in prison. Outside the cemetery where he was buried, some supporters shouted in grief, while others yelled out slogans against the Kremlin and its offensive in Ukraine. Despite a heavy police presence and official warnings, thousands of mourners paid their respects to the 47-year-old anti-corruption campaigner whose death in an Arctic prison was announced on February 16. Navalny's death has been widely condemned by Western leaders, and his allies have accused President Vladimir Putin of responsibility and of trying to prevent a dignified public burial. The Kremlin, which has dismissed the accusations as hysterical, warned against unauthorized protests around the funeral. Navalny's body first lay in an open casket in a packed church in Maryino, southern Moscow, for a ceremony attended by his parents. The coffin was closed immediately after the service, meaning many mourners who had wanted to file past were not able to pay their last respects at the Mother of God Quench My Sorrows church. It was transported to the Borisovo Cemetery, near the banks of the Moskva River, where several large wreaths were arranged around the grave. "We won't forget you, forgive us," some mourners shouted as the coffin arrived. Navalny shot to prominence through his anti-corruption campaigning, exposing what he said was rampant graft at the top of Putin's administration. His body was held for 8 days before being returned to the family, which Navalny's team believed to be a bid to cover up responsibility for his death.